Right guys, it's time for another lesson. We're about to jump right into it. We've gotten pretty decent at doing donuts and figure eights. Right now we'll warm up by going through the slalom. Somebody in the comments asked about spacing between the cones. Right now it's 25 steps, 90 centimeters each. So 25 steps in between cones. We'll go through the slalom in second gear to warm up. And from there we'll attempt to introduce the handbrake into the mix. Last time we fitted some oversized calipers for a turbo RB25 powered car, and a set of ventilated rotors. The handbrake does feel more compliant to me, but Alyona lacks the strength to use it. I was out in my SX today and I love the handbrake in that car, but it's just as tight as here. It suits me just fine, but it doesn't work for Alyona. So prior to this episode I fitted some calipers for the turbo version to engage the handbrake, which stayed just as tight, though it might break in and get better. Also, I extended the handbrake lever, though I did hit myself in the face a couple of times while I was testing it. But we'll secure it with some electrical tape and off we go. Alright, you get in. Warm up on the slalom however you want to dial in those transitions. Then over here you'll accelerate and try pulling the handbrake. If you're able to, good. If not, then you drive over to those corners and proceed to go off course, dig up the dirt, and do all of that other good stuff that you enjoy so much.
So yesterday I watched the video again where I was going off course, and you're telling me a million times that I should hit the gas. In the moment I was positive that I was on throttle, but in the video you could clearly tell that the engine wasn't even spooling up. I even got angry at myself at one point. Like, hit the gas. But today I'm ready. I'll be on point.
In this episode. Did you see that? Alyona had enough strength to pull the handbrake. She was trying to run me over. Her wheels went right over the spot where I was standing. Did you shit yourself?
I did, but I enjoyed that.
You need to be carrying more speed. So today I did some ghetto welding. Is it still hot or is it not? Anyway, I welded on a plate for reinforcement, because using the handbrake resulted in the transmission tunnel getting torn. So I reinforced it, still haven't painted it. And I've extended the lever with this aluminum tube, so that instead of here, Alyona grabs onto here. This increases the leverage and should make things easier. Now for some extra reinforcement and to prevent scratches, we wrap this in some blue electrical tape. Now some might say that it's supposed to be blue. It's a better option than black, but in our case that's just what we had. Also, I've adjusted the handbrake lever so that instead of here it sits here, for more amplitude. Because Alyona sits close to the wheel, and so the handbrake should be further away. But now you can't fit your palm between it and the windshield. I can't move it any further. Okay, now you can wind out third, grab this right here, and if it doesn't work, then I don't even know. Okay, get in, buckle up, and go warm up on the slalom. There you have the cones. Use second, no need to touch the handbrake for now. Just lightly press the gas, navigate the cones, 1, 2, 3, 4, flip around, and go the other way, just to refresh your muscle memory. You ready? A bird crapped on the roof. That's a lucky charm, I'd imagine. Start the car and off you go. She remembered something. She missed that one and gave it too much gas. While I go over there, do some figure eights around this cone and that cone.
Why was I losing control back there?
Too much gas and not enough steering input. You give it some gas, car gets into position, look, you flip around, gas, gas, gas. The car starts to transition. You let off the gas, you steer the car using the wheel while it's drifting on inertia. Then you hit the gas again, transition. But instead, you kept moving further and further away until you were too far ahead. Try doing some figure eights. want you to try. Drive back over there, flip around, drive straight in second gear, and attempt to flip around the cone using the handbrake. Try doing a couple of those. Did you see that? That was either the turbo calipers or the blue tape at work. Alyona had enough strength to pull the handbrake. This is a massive breakthrough. We can end the lesson right here and now. That's all I ever wanted. Handbrake works now?
It has become much easier to use.
Here's how I want you to start your figure eights. You set off, get up to speed. But don't get too close to the cone, maintain the same position. Then turn right, clutch, handbrake. You initiate, release everything, hit the gas and try to drift, got it?
Can I ask you something? So look, I press the clutch, handbrake, car goes into drift. Am I supposed to release the clutch and hit the gas right away?
Right after you release the handbrake and the clutch and hit the gas, yum. And off you go. With the clutch in, you pull the handbrake, the car goes into drift. Then you let go of the handbrake, release the clutch, and smash the gas.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but am I supposed to do that right away?
Pretty much, depending on how you flick it. You might have some inertia, but you might have to punch it right away. Why don't you try and see? Handbrake drift in either direction, use the handbrake to initiate, let go, hit the gas, and off you go.
What can I even say? I am glad that I'm getting the hang of the handbrake, but I'm also frustrated that I can't get the slalom right. It's a very difficult exercise. I guess I need more practice. But I am pressing the gas hard enough this time, right? Even says I'm pushing it too hard. I need to look for a good balance.
You can bring the speed up a bit more. Go a bit faster and clutch, steer, handbrake. Release and be quicker to get on throttle. Like hit the gas and release the clutch simultaneously to initiate the drift a bit earlier. In your case, between letting go of the clutch and getting on the gas, the car goes from here to about here. There is a big delay.
So you want me to get on it right away?
Yes, clutch is in, you're holding the handbrake. You get the car to the desired angle. And simultaneously you release the handbrake, the clutch, and hit the gas. Without any delays. Alright, start the engine and off you go.
Was that all right?
You're getting better, but don't hesitate to yank the handbrake. Like, yoink, into position. Steer with this arm, either let go or turn the wheel, but usually drift, release the wheel, catch it, keep steering. And be deliberate about it. If you spin out, that's okay. The important thing is to feel that moment out.
I am worried with you standing right there.
I'll jump clear, don't worry.
Okay.
Keep going. Not carrying enough speed, take it a bit wider. When you initiate with the handbrake, there is no such thing as too little speed, because the handbrake will slow you down. When you accelerate, the quicker you accelerate, the sooner you pull to initiate. Let's watch. Did you get a feel for the handbrake?
Yes.
Overall. Right, so we're done here. Now we move to those turns and attempt to drift on a predefined line. Just like last time, but you initiate with the handbrake. Same as before, but initiate with the handbrake instead of the gas.
Can I at least do 2 or 3?
Of course you can.
To refresh my memory. These are some lovely flowers. But they'll be gone soon. Alyona is about to obliterate them. These two, there she is, the destroyer of gardens.
You were a bit late to get on throttle and you went off.
I thought I'd go a bit narrower because last time I went too wide and went off course, but I did this time regardless.
Your steering inputs should have been more aggressive, and you should have been on throttle earlier. Do you see what happened? No such thing happened last time. I'll put some air into it and come back.
Why'd they make such a runoff? This is just dangerous. For me.
Allow me to demonstrate. Here's what you need to do. You pull out from here, move to the right, cone, clutch, handbrake, steer. Got it?
Got it.
But you need to be going faster than we just were. Too slow and you'll go off into the grass.
I understand.
If things don't work out, you brake and come to a stop, and that's it. You casually get up to speed. Right, left. See how I just deliberately let go? Try the same a couple of times. Initiate and drive straight. Initiate and go straight. I'll be telling you when to go faster. From there you'll try to initiate, let go, and hammer down. Get in. Be more deliberate. Keep an eye on the cone. Once you get to it, that's where you start steering and pulling the handbrake. If you're doing that across from the cone but you're not making it, that means you need to go faster. This time you were a bit too late and you almost went off. You were late to pull the handbrake, but keep going. Now this time you acted in the correct spot. You might want to increase your speed, but go ahead and initiate and attempt to proceed while on throttle. Got it? Go on. You decided to stand in the bushes and hope that you can film how she plows through here? She won't go plowing through the bushes anymore today. You want to know why you went off? You didn't pull the handbrake until you were about 5 meters past the cone. Why'd you think I put it there? Initiated too late, went too far. Go again and don't be a wuss. She was trying to run me over. Her wheels went right over the spot where I was standing. Thankfully, I was already prepared to back up. You need to really get a feel for it. When you steer and pull the handbrake, you can control the rotation. Pull hard, steer harder, the car rotates further. When you start to let go, it stops the rotation. Try accelerating, turning the wheel, pulling the brake, catching the car with the wheel, and just plowing forward with the brake on. Try getting a feel for that. Our handbrake works, now it's all a matter of practice. You don't quite get the hang of this right away. In some spots, she's afraid of going off, and she doesn't quite feel how to rotate the car yet. She's going to need some more seat time, which we do not have. We're working within a limited time frame. Don't get me wrong, I turned my ass on her not because it's a softer area, it was so I don't catch a rock in my eye. But then you have an eye back there as well. But I closed mine. So look, when you transitioned over there, why did you wash out like that? transition into a medium angle, and aim for those blue structures. But you spun the fronts out while looking at the moon. Point the car using the steering wheel.
Can you explain why I'm washing out? I don't understand.
Because you're allowing the car to. It drifts under throttle and is trying to get away from you. Let's say you're driving along like this. If you turn the wheel like so and stay on throttle, it'll continue to maintain a wide angle. You need to use the wheel to direct it down the right line. You need to preempt it. Your inputs were a tad delayed. You aim this way when transitioning and keep the car from washing out that way.
I'll do my best.
That looked like crap, but then she got on throttle. And she even nailed the second transition. What we want to do now is initiate and drift through the curve. To mix things up, I don't want you to keep doing the same thing over and over. We roll, you flip around at the 50 mark, right before this curb. Now you shift into third. Don't accelerate too hard. What I want you to do, you pick up some speed, pull the handbrake, get on throttle, and carefully drift here through the middle. You keep going, stay sideways, then gently release the gas pedal and straighten out.
Sure. Can you tell me how I keep it from going, here's where we need to turn around, right?
Yeah, let's drive back.
How do I keep it in a prolonged drift?
You need to stay on throttle and point it with the steering wheel. That's it. So that she isn't fixated on doing the same thing over and over, I might want to step even further away. Who knows where she's gonna go? Anyway, pick up plenty of speed, initiate, and navigate the curve. Either she's going to be spinning out, or she'll hit that red thing, or fly into the gravel over there. Also, I instructed her in case she flips the car.
This is sketchy. That was really exciting, but also frightening at the same time.
Did you shit yourself?
I did, but I enjoyed that.
You need to be carrying more speed. You need to go faster. She was like, I shat myself, but I liked that. It got warm and slightly damp. There you go. Atta girl, well done.
My legs are shaking.
So how do you like the long curve?
It was awesome. I would have just driven it all day. It's one of those exercises where you enjoy drifting as opposed to thinking, I need to do this, do that. Instead, you're like, now this is what I call speed. I also enjoyed initiating over there.
You were starting to lag a bit. You need to get up to speed earlier and initiate before the cone. The quicker you accelerate, the earlier you initiate. It takes some time.
I was under the impression that when I initiated earlier, I washed out.
Because you need to carry more speed.
Even more speed?
And you're not on throttle. That last time you were in a drift and then began to straighten out, when you should have smashed the gas.
Yeah, I get it.
That concludes yet another lesson. This time around, the handbrake finally began to function, thanks to yet another new set of calipers, extending the lever and the mandatory blue electrical tape. Maybe Alyona ate her oatmeal, but we'll never learn the full truth. You can take your helmet off and share your impressions, your emotions, what you felt. I'll be in the car in the meantime.
Emotion-wise, it should be obvious how I feel about the lesson. Initiating and going through that long bend, that was the most inspiring part of the lesson. Before I was doing all of those exercises and couldn't do a proper drift, I almost gave up on myself. I started having negative thoughts. My head was a mess. And Ilya was like, let's go get some air. I tried that exercise, and I was like, yeah, now I want to train for another couple of hours. That was such a rush. I guess that's what people like in drifting to begin with. The speed, the sensation of driving like that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm glad that I'm starting to get the hang of those other exercises. I've gotten a basic understanding. I'm able to navigate the first part of the course, though I am spinning out near the end. But I'm gonna work on that. I'm glad that I'm not washing out, and am able to do that transition. Also, I enjoyed using the handbrake, more so than the throttle. I used to be scared to use the handbrake, because when Ilya began explaining it to me, I was like, what? Handbrake? But now that I've used it a bit, I enjoyed way more than initiating with the throttle.